Chief High Smoke coming back to you with another one. I want to talk about the Super Bowl boycott going on for the Super Bowl in New Orleans, and is it rigged for the Chiefs? Now, the first thing that comes to mind is why would the NFL rig anything for the Kansas City Chiefs? Now, the Chiefs market is not even a top 10 market. It's not even a top 20 market. Maybe it's a top 20 now, but it's not a big market at all, not a media market. The fan base just recently got big when they won their first Super Bowl. A lot of people jumped on the bandwagon with Mahomes, and then it tripled with the Swifty shit. So you really need to kind of look at who's a fan and who's really not a fan of the Chiefs. Um, that's the first thing you need to look at. And is this thing rigged? But why would they want to rig it for um, a media market that's not big at all? Wouldn't you want to rig it for like a New York Giants or a New York Jets? Um, why Kansas City? Maybe somebody can write down in the comments why they would favor Kansas City, the refs favoring Kansas City. How would they do it, too? Now, is there a meeting between Roger Goodell? Do they all sit down at a round table with a cup of coffee and they talk about it? Okay, so Josh Allen's going to sneak the ball at about the fourth quarter. It's going to be about a half a yard. He's going to sneak it. We're going to have one judge come up, say it's a first down, and then the other judge is going to say that it's not a first down at all. And then we're going to have, kind of controversy. People aren't going to know, but we're going to call it in the Chiefs' favor. So make sure we remember, because there's going to be a situation where there's a fourth and a half yard, and they're going to sneak it, and the Chiefs are going to stone them, and we're going to rig it for the Chiefs in that favor. So you let me know, how does it happen in today's day of age where anything controversial or anything illegal, um, there's a lot of talking going on. People just talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. Eventually, it's going to come out. Oh, this official rigged it. Now, do I think there's some funny stuff going on in sports? Yeah, basketball for sure. Basketball and boxing. Those are like the two most rigged sports ever. I mean, the clock operator. You can go back to the clock operator. I remember, I think it was for Detroit. Go back and look at this story. The Detroit clock operator, he was taking the clock off. Every time the ball would go out of bounds, he'd take like 2 or 3 seconds off the clock. And he was betting the unders on these games. And what he was doing, yeah, and Detroit at that time was really good defensively. I mean, they've given up like 80 points a game. And this is the Tayshaun Prince, Ben Wallace, Richard Hamilton days. And basically, what the clock operator was doing, he was betting the unders and taking every time that ball would go out of bounds, he'd take like 2 or 3 seconds off. Nobody would notice. And by the time he noticed, it would be like 5 minutes of actual game time just went off the clock. Um, Not five, probably like 3, 4 minutes. But if you go, that's 15 points right there, 16, 20 points in a game. So you go back to Arizona State, where the headache Morris guy, he was shaving points. It happens more in basketball. You talk about rigged. It's very hard to rig anything in the NFL. And maybe in the comments, you guys can tell me how they're rigging it for the Kansas City Chiefs. Who's the main contributor? Who's the guy, the head honcho that's involved in rigging games? Because I'd like to know. I'd like to try to reach out to him and talk to him, figure out what's going on here. I'm concerned for you guys. I really am. I feel like this rigging shit has really gotten to your heads. I think you guys might need to see a psychiatrist and talk about it with them and see what they have to say about it. Or it's just getting too much for you. Just stop watching for a little bit. Maybe take a few years off, or take some years off until Mahomes retires, and then come back, and maybe it'll be more fair for you, in my opinion. But to rig something for some not even a top 10 market is crazy to me. And you'd want to do it for the Giants, the Jets, one of those teams, right? It doesn't really make sense to do it for the Chiefs. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll be premiering this video. I'd appreciate it if you guys could sub. Thank you.